Have you ever wondered how body language works? Me neither. Hi, I'm Douglas Cleaves, and in this program today we'll explain how body language works, and give you some helpful tips on how to interpret it. Let's start with an easy one, shall we? Oscar and Timothy are two men. Can you tell which one is angry? Is it Timothy? Or Oscar? Stumped? Let's look again. The angry one was Timothy. Fortunately, he is now in custody and serving out his sentence in San Quentin. Oscar, well, that's just his natural expression. As you can see, learning how to read body language is not as easy as A, B, C, D, E, F. But with a little practice, you can learn to read body language like you read, say, a book. Knowing how to read body language is an important communications skill, like, say, semaphore. Let's take a look at another example. Butch and Wilcox are talking politics. Notice how Butch's body language conveys first agreement, slowly turning to disagreement, and finally hostility. And yet, he never says anything. Butch's body language falls into four distinct posture groups. A. Responsive. He is open and positive. B. Reflective. He is still interested, but not actively recepting. C. Fugitive. His former interest has turned sour. D. Combative. Butch is actively resisting Wilcox's statements. That was fun, eh? As you can see, a person's body language can show a lot about what they're feeling about you, from a desire to talk to you, to a want to escape the situation. For example, I can see that Puddy Tat here is perfectly content. Oftentimes, body language is what I like to call universal. That's a technical term you don't really need to bother yourself with. What it means is that some kinds of body language can be interpreted and understood by people of different cultures. For example, rabbits share some of the same body language signals as humans do. Let's take a look at some examples, shall we? A sniffing rabbit may be annoyed, or simply getting to know you. Grunting means the rabbit is angry. If the rabbit is hurt or dying, it may emit a shrill scream. A rabbit begs in much the same way as humans, by playing on your guilt. And a rabbit which nudges you is playing. Looks like our rabbit went a little overboard on this one. On the other hand, not all rabbit body language is shared by humans. Did I trick you? On the other hand, not all rabbit body language is shared by humans. Let's look at some examples. A rabbit will rub the sweat glands in its chin on an object to claim it as his. A stomping rabbit is frightened and trying to warn you of danger. Unlike most humans, rabbits mark their territory with their droppings. Okay, now let's look at a case study, a job interview. Next. Billy is applying for a job at CNN Headline News. As you will see, his interview went wrong in many ways. It all started with the handshake.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Billy.
Billy then proceeded to put his feet on the table.
Would you give her a drink?
Oh, yes,
When offered a
please.
drink, he broke another rule of etiquette.
Mr. Johnson, do you have a resume for us today?
My pocket here.
Even though he was applying for the CNN morning anchor position, he didn't come with a prepared resume.
This appears to be a shopping list, Mr. Johnson. Why don't you take one of these and...
When offered an application form to fill out, Billy showed that he really didn't care. For the rest of the interview, Billy was simply impolite. He didn't pay attention to the interviewer when he was being spoken to.
Announcer.
He emptied his nostrils of all their obstructions. He spit mightily. And for the coup de grace, he pulled his shirt over his head. As you can see, Billy is a really unappealing character. What if he'd taken the opportunity to really examine his body language before the interview? It might have gone something like this.
Next. Ah. How do you do? I'm John Gordon.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Sit down.
Thanks.
You care for a drink?
Ah, yes, please.
What makes you qualified for this job?
I have an MBA from Harvard.
Why don't you take one of these and look it over carefully at home?
My name is Billy Johnson.
Well, we'll let you know. It has been a pleasure chatting with you.
It's been a pleasure chatting with you, Mr. Gordon.
Good luck.
Good luck.
What a nice young man.
That interview went a lot better, didn't it? Notice the subtle adjustments that Billy made to his body language really turned the tables on the interview. First, he remained in the responsive body position, sitting forward with his feet flat on the ground. Second, he maintained eye contact at all times. When he was offered a drink, he poured only a sip, so as not to waste any of the precious liquid. And most importantly, he was polite and attentive to the interviewer. As you can see, body language can really spell the difference between employment and nausea. Well, I'm off to Miami. I hope you've enjoyed the program, and that you've learned a little about rabbits. I know I have. Cheers.